Hi, welcome to Draw Tip Tuesday. My name is Koosje Koenen and I'm so happy that you're here. And I love drawing and I know you do too. And I am squeezed in between two trips, workshop trips, but I have a sketchbook to work for you and I hope you will enjoy it. But before I dive in, I just want to give a shout out to all my patrons, because the people who support me on Patreon, they actually make it happen that I can publish a free video here on YouTube every single week. So just keep that in mind, that if you are watching this video, a patron has given you that gift. They pay about $4 every month or more, and with that they buy you this weekly gift. Just so you know, I am very thankful for all my patrons, and of course they get extra perks as well, but I'm also really happy that I can keep making content that you love. Now onto the sketchbook tour. I'll be showing you this teeny tiny little sketchbook and everything that I drew in it. And this has been quite the challenge for me, because I usually use a bigger format. Also, I prefer a format that is portrait instead of landscape. However, the interesting thing is that I started using bigger sketchbooks because I felt like I needed to be bolder and braver, and I needed that creative challenge of working bigger. And now that I am used to that, working really small, because this is not big at all, became a new challenge. While when I started sketchbooking, I often chose really small sketchbooks because it felt safer. But now I feel safe anyway, but it did become a new challenge. What I absolutely loved about it is that after filling a few pages, I got acquainted with it, I got used to it, I started to love it. I absolutely love the compactness of it. Of course, I mean, it's only logical, but maybe I had just forgotten that you don't always need to bring a backpack with an A4 sketchbook with you, but this fits in a small purse or even a pocket. Anyway, without further ado, I will flip through the pages. Okay, you can see if I hold this in my hand how small this sketchbook is, which is quite the contrast to what I really like using. This is an A4 sketchbook. It doesn't even fit the frame right now. So quite the difference and quite a bit of adjusting. I started drawing my hands and making my contact page like I always do, and then here I just started out not knowing what to expect, using also a pen that I wasn't used to yet, the Pilot Parallel pen, which has a really interesting thick line, kind of like a calligraphy line, but you can also make really thin lines. So I'm definitely exploring a lot and working quite small, which I feel uncomfortable with, because I look at this, it's just really so small I couldn't add any detail. But once I started to understand during this drawing that I could do mark making and really dark bits and pieces and larger things, I actually think this worked out really well. Playing with that pen again and trying to adjust to the oblong shape as well, because usually I prefer the portrait format, which is like up, like this way up, and then opens like this, instead of the landscape format. So there was another challenge, but of course I could also hold it this way, and I really enjoyed that as well, because it frames your drawing in such a different way. You have to be so creative to think about ways to make it work. Here's another one like that. Here I am playing with that Pilot parallel pen. I wanted to draw some people, so I found some photos online and started to draw the people. I didn't want to color it because it was also small. It's really tiny, but I did feel that like something had to happen, so I used this bright pink, fluorescent pink, to give it a little bit of oomph. Here I was experimenting with markers. So I had these highlighter markers, purple and yellow and green and blue, and I blocked out some colors with those, and then I added texture and layers on top with colored pencils. I had a lot of fun with this. This one was during a break that I took for a coffee and a sketch, and I met this man that I drew, and he was, of course, he saw that I was drawing him, and then he came up to me and said, "Can I see your picture?" And then later on I actually met him again, and he was so enthusiastic about the picture, and we had a fun conversation. So I made a friend in town. Having fun with the format, foreground and background being important here. Again, there's the fluorescent pencil. I drew my feet up on the chair, and again I felt like something was missing, and I guess that if you are not entirely sure about a drawing and you want to zhuzh it up, I think bright pink is the answer. Here I am drawing my view. You know this one from Draw Tip Tuesday. Again, using that fluorescent pencil, you can see that I have some favorites at that moment. Trying to figure out what works best on this paper as well. Just really playing with my different tools that I have. This is Posca paint marker, and I'm using a brush pen for the line. A selfie and colored pencil. No, watercolor, sorry. This one is from a drawing that I did during a workshop on drawing people, and I really liked how this continuous line portrait worked out, and I did it just before the break, so I made this little drawing and added it to the timer for people to see when we would start again. So this was in view during the 1 hour break. Here I am drawing people, having fun with that. And this one, I shared the process for this one with my patrons on Patreon, layering my colored pencils on top of watercolor. I love the texture of that, and I left the building in the background white. I didn't touch that paper, and I think that works pretty well. On a terrace, on another terrace. Wow, good weather. We had some good warm weather going on. Oh, and this one was really fun. I was drawing together with a friend. Here I am drawing together on Zoom with a friend and trying to draw her, and this is very unflattering, but still she was happy about it. I love it. If you have friends who draw and you draw them, they don't care what the drawing looks like. They are just happy to draw together with you. It's so forgiving. Love that. Some stuff that I found out about my feet. Very interesting indeed, I guess. And drawing feet is always fun. This was a quick one. I was super busy. I had so much work to do that day that I decided to take a break and go outside. And I took my sketchbook with me. And this was quite a fast drawing. I didn't take a lot of time for it, but because of that, I think it has so much life. I first painted the towers and the wall that's here on the left. And then I started to draw the details in, but minimal details, as you can see. And because I didn't waste time, so to say, on very detailed parts, I think it's super lively and super fun drawing. And I like the composition of this because of that strange long format. Hotels on the train. And the very last drawing is drawing my hands again. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed the flip through, and since I'm traveling and teaching now a lot, I am filling a lot of sketchbook pages. So when I'm back home, I will be filming flip throughs of all of the sketchbooks that I have been filling, and you will find them here on YouTube. For now, I hope you have a fantastic day, and if you need an assignment, go draw. Big or small, doesn't matter. Have fun. Bye.